Hello everyone. A couple weeks ago we did these folded embellishments and I showed everyone we did these in my live stream, and I'm trying to make individual videos so that you don't have to wade through the live stream to find the information. And I already did the butterfly video, and I will put a link down in the description box. And we're going to make the folded paper flowers today so that you can make folded paper flowers for these embellishments. Now what I did, whatever circle you happen to have will work. The first one I'm going to do is this a large flower, and I'm using book pages today. These flowers were done with security envelopes because that's the live stream happens to be called the Totally Junk Journal project. I'm just taking something that's circular and I'm going to sit it on my page right here, and I'm going to draw around it. And cut it out. Now you actually need 3 of these. So you want to cut out 3 circles just like this. Now if you wanted, you could use a circle punch. And then, because of the size of this circle, I'm going to use about 1/4 of an inch fold. So the first one is always easier for me if I have a little bit of a line to fold on, and so I can just fold it up, and then we're going to fold this back and forth like a fan or an accordion fold. We're just gonna make it have pleats, this whole piece. Now remember, I told you you needed to cut out 3 of these for this particular flower. And I have cheated, and by the miraculous television, I have 3 already cut and folded now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of find the middle and fold them into the middle just so that they have sort of a mark of the middle fold on them. They're not going to stay. It just helps me to find where I have to tie them together. And then I'm just going to use some embroidery floss, which you could use anything, but the embroidery floss works very nicely. And I am going to, well, let's turn that one around, it might be easier to hold on to. I'm just going to put it on here. I'm going to wrap this around a couple times just so it's easy to hold on to. And I'm going to tie a knot. I want to snug it up and tie it pretty tight, but I don't want to tie it so tight that I tear my paper. Now I could have cut that off, I just didn't. But now I'm going to cut this off, but I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail, because if I fluff it up, it'll sort of make a little center for my flower. And then I'm going to pull out my fan, and I'm going to take my fingers and sort of just run it in the fold lines up to the center so that it pushes the fans back out. And we have a little flower. And that's our first one. Now, in the live stream, we didn't actually make this one. But it dawned on me after the live stream that it would be fun to make this one, so I'm going to show you another one. I just needed those out of the way. And this time I'm going to take all 3 pieces of my paper. I'm going to fold it in half like so. And then, so what I've got, I'm going to cut all 3 at the same time. You don't have to. Maybe it would be better for me to just show you for one. I've got a piece of rectangular sort of paper. I'm folding it in half, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut sort of a leaf shape out of it. And if you want it to be exactly the same, you could fold it like so, and it would be exactly the same. I'm not too worried about that. Once you get this shape, and let me show you what the shape is. This is just sort of a leaf shape. Then I need 2 more of these. I need a total of 3 again. So I'm going to cut out 3 of them. Like so. Okay, and once again we have to have that 1/4 of an inch fan fold in all of them. Okay, I'll be right back when I have finished folding these 2. Okay, so now I have all 3 of my leaf shapes folded in a fan fold, and I'm going to do, again, take these and find the center and fold them just so that I have an idea of where the center is. Okay, and again we're going to just kind of put them together with a piece of this embroidery floss. This one looks a little more like a poinsettia, so it would be really pretty at Christmas time with in red, of course. Now the thing about these that I have made today, they're pretty good sized. You can make them considerably smaller to fit your journal pages however you want, or onto a tag or something like that. The thing of it is that if I tried to make tiny ones, my fingers would be in your way that I don't think you would see. So now we have 2 different flowers, one with round leaves and one with pointy leaves. And I kind of like how the little white is on the pointy leaves. So that's 2 flowers that we've made. And now I want to show you this flower right here. And it involves a whole bunch of long strips. Not a whole bunch of long strips, but one very long strip. And what I'm going to do, and I thought it would be really cool to use the torn edge of this to make the outside edge, so I am going to use 3 pieces of this, and I want them 1 inch wide. Maybe better be 1 1/4 inches, so that you can see it better. And you need a longer strip than you think. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue these together. With some glue stick. And I'm just going to put a little glue on this end. And put it together like so. So this is about 20 inches, 24 inches long. And once again, we're going to fold this into an accordion fold every 1/4 inch. And I just find it easier to turn it over. That's just me. Once you get it started, you might not need to so much. And rather than make you watch me fold this forever and ever, I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Okay, now we've folded our little strip all into a nice little accordion or fan, and now we're going to need a couple of little pieces. We're going to need something to put this piece on to make it into a flower, because it does not want to stay all by its little lonesome. So I'm just going to roughly cut out a circle. Now it could be a square, it doesn't really matter. The other thing is I want a piece for on top of it, and I'm actually to make a center, and you could use a jewel or something like that if you wanted, but I'm going to cut out a little 1/2 inch circle. Then, and I'm going to use tacky glue for this part. You're going to tack, you just lightly put a little bit of glue on this one. Okay, come on now. We need some glue. Okay. And I'm going to take the 2 ends, bring them around, and stick them together. Okay. And I'm just going to hold that for a second. You notice it's just wanting to do all kinds of weird things and pop up and do. Just don't worry about it as long as you've kept it flat and glue those ends together. Then I'm going to take and put a fair amount of glue on this from the center and further out. Doesn't have to be a ton of glue, just a fair amount. We want a nice circle of glue to hold this in place. And when I lay this down and squash it all together, now I'm laying it down and squashing it together like so. I'm going to pick it up and put it right on top of my little circle, and I'm just going to hold the center of it in place. And I'm sorry that you can't see it. There we go. I can hold it like that and you can see what I'm doing. I'm just holding it all in there. And if you think it doesn't have enough folds in one place, move a few of them around. You just have to kind of hold it together like so for a few minutes, a couple of seconds, till the tacky glue decides to take hold is what's happening. Okay, then, yeah, See, the tacky glue hadn't quite taken hold. While you're holding it down though, if you want, you can go ahead and put some glue in the center on the top. And this helps to hold it together too. And glue your little center in the top. Now you can come right back here with this and glue, excuse me, some beads or a jewel or a button. This one's just unadorned. It's just very simple little embellishment. But these make great embellishments for your tags and pages. Like I said, if these are too big for what you want, just use smaller circles, smaller leaf shapes, and a narrower piece of straight piece. There you go. Now then, so these are our folded paper flower embellishments, and I'm going to read you a quote from our 1001 Ways to Creativity today. And look, take notes, and then look again. First impressions are sometimes spot on, but often looking at something for a second time reveals new details about your subject. Very interesting. Okay, guys, go have fun, make some art. Bye-bye.